Hello and welcome everybody. A warm welcome to all of you to this new session of Learning Leadership. I'd like to thank you all for joining in. And if you're watching the recording or if you're watching live, welcome to the Learning Leadership module. This is the series that we are going to start, and today being the first one. And we're going to share things about the laws of leadership. You know, in leadership, which is so integral part of our lives, and we are going to discuss some laws in this series. Today we'll take one of the laws. But before I get into that, I guess, yes, Padam, you have joined in, I can see that. And before we get into that, I know some of you would have attended the last Leadership Fundamentals, which was extremely important to understand this subject. And why is it that we're learning the laws? Why do you want to learn the laws of leadership? What does it do to us? Let's have a bit more of an understanding as to why we are doing this. Why are we going to learn the laws? Now, as children, you are told to differentiate between a cat, a dog, an elephant, a tiger, and various animals. How do you differentiate? How do you differentiate between a tiger and a cat? How do you differentiate between a dog and a lion? Well, you look at some of their characteristics, right? You look into some of their traits, some of their physical aspects, the body, the size, the sound, and those things help you distinguish or differentiate between a cat and various other animals. Similarly, it is about the laws of leadership. In order to learn leadership, you need to know the laws. There is a law of gravity. All of you students out there, I guess you know that there is a law of gravity. Suppose I came to you and said, hey, I don't believe in the law of gravity. All you need to do is tell me, go jump off a height of 10 feet or 5 feet, and you will understand what is law of gravity. So whether we like it or we don't like it, the laws are going to be staying there on earth till our lifetime, as long as humans are there. And so it is with the laws of leadership. The laws of leadership are not going to change. They were, are, and will be what they are, irrespective of the human progress. And that's why it becomes so important to understand what these laws are, to understand so that we can enable our leadership journey, our growth through these laws. Today we'll pick up one of those laws. But before I get into that law, I guess some of you would have definitely attended the Leadership Fundamentals we did 2 weeks back, wherein we handled 3 questions. What is leadership? So if you have understood that question, I'd like you to go into the message board right now and type the answer to what is leadership, if you had attended it. If you hadn't, you may take your guess, you may take your assessment as to what is leadership, what defines leadership. So can you go to their message board and type what is leadership? For those who have learned last time, it shouldn't be very difficult. The answer is in one word, in just one simple word. But the reason why I'm going to revise quickly this is that it's fundamental for our journey going ahead. We would not be able to understand the laws of leadership till we understand what is leadership. Yes, Abhishek, I see you haven't attended. Yes, I can see that. So if people you have not attended, here is your chance once again, and I'll spend a few minutes on this and pose my question. What is leadership? What do you think is leadership? And you can go to the message board, type your answers, and I'll see your answers. I can read your answers, and then we'll go further into this journey. The attribute of leaders is what Rajesh Kumar says. Any other thoughts on what is leadership? Yes, you can go to the message board as we understand this subject a bit more. Okay, now in case you are not getting it, leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes, Shankar, there I can see leadership is the thing on which people believe. Yes, but what is that thing? What is leadership is what we are trying to understand. And here's my answer to that. Leadership is influence and nothing much than influence. Leadership starts with influence and ends with influence, and that's what leadership is all about, and that's what the first step which we discovered last time. Let me go to the next one, and the next question we saw was, who is a leader? How do you define? Who is a leader? Yes, Abhishek, I see your answer. I see your answer and you agree to it. Who is a leader? You can go to the message board and type your answer, whatever you understand to this, is who is a leader? We did take this question last time, but we're just trying to revise it for the benefit of those who have joined in first time to understand this subject. And those who were there, and if you're watching a recording, you would have watched the earlier episode. So this may be kind of a revision for you. So who is a leader? Yes, Om Prakash, I see your question. What is influence? Yes, and we'll get deeper into that. If you have to define leadership by one word, it's influence. Rajesh, I see, who leads the organization? Yes, leader is one who leads the organization. The one who leads and takes initiative is what Komal is saying. Yes, who can comprehend all social, economical, or any contemporary issues. Yes, simply lead a team is a leader. Good answer, Sandeep. Yes, those are very, very valid points which you all are saying. So let me give it to you. A leader is a person who leads people. In simple words, a leader is a person who leads people, which means he has influence over those people. He's able to influence them in a way, and that is what the job of a leader is. So leadership is influence. Leadership is influence, and leader is somebody who influences people and leads people. So if he has followers, he is a leader. Somebody who doesn't have any follower is not a leader. Who efficiently uses resources is what Shankar Dey is saying. Hi creation. So so what I'm telling you is leadership is influence, and a leader is someone who has followers. Yes, Deepak, I see your question, how to make my leadership effective, and that's exactly what this whole series is meant to be. It's meant to increase and elevate your leadership level. It's meant to take you to a different level of performance in whichever field you are, whether you are in studies, whether you're in sports, you could be a banker, you could be a businessman, you could be anybody, whether it's your home, it's your organization, it's the place where you work. Leadership is what is going to define you. Leadership is something which is going to set you apart. Leadership is something which is going to give you the cutting edge. Leadership, and that's what we are going to talk more about in the laws as we go ahead. So how do you become a leader was the third question we handled last time. And I talked to you and I gave you the story of a research done in United States of America where 100 top leaders were taken and asked this question. So 100 leaders were asked this question: how did you become a great leader? How did you become a great leader? And 10% said they were born with leadership abilities. 5 said they were made a leader by accident. Whereas 85% of the people said they became a great leader by following a great leader. So one of the best ways to learn leadership is follow a great leader. That's what the great leaders have told us. But you may not necessarily always be in that position of being able to, under the tutelage or mentorship of a great leader. So how do you become one? Well, this is one of those platforms, and I congratulate each one of you out there. Yes, each one of you, you are here because you want to become a leader. You are here because you can become a leader. You are here because you believe you can become a leader. You can become a change agent. You can influence people in your respective field, and you can leave a mark. And you completely believe in this, and I congratulate you for that. And it's a joy to be with each one of you over here. It's such a joy to see the kind of responses you're sending, because today, if there is something needed in this country, in this great nation of ours, is leadership in every sphere. And you, the youth watching me right now, the young people watching me right now, anybody who's below 75 is young, what I consider watching me. And it's never late to start your journey with leadership. It's never late to start your journey of understanding what is leadership. So as we go into this journey, let me start by taking you to the first law of leadership. Now, all of you, I believe most of you are there playing cricket, watching cricket, and understand a bit of cricket, right? Now, if you want to become a good bowler in cricket, what do? You learn skills. So if you're a spinner, you learn various spinning skills. And within an off spinner, you have various types of deliveries. Within a leg spinner, you have various kinds of deliveries. But with every new skill that you earn, every new art that you earned in spinning the ball, you add a new ball to your repertoire and you become a better bowler. And as you become a better bowler, you're able to take more wickets. Your understanding of bowling improves. And that's what we are getting here. By understanding these laws, your leadership is going to improve. Your leadership is going to change. We are going to teach you laws. We are going to train you on laws of leadership, and they are going to transform you and your ability to progress and get better in life. So this is the reason why we get into learning laws. And I'm going to take a multiple of laws. There are many laws over here. So before I get into the laws, let me tell you a few things. These are very simple laws. Any one of you can learn this law. Any one of you can learn this law. Each one of you can learn this law. They are very simple laws. Now, these laws are such that it's not necessary that if you learn law 1, will you be able to learn law 2 and learn law 3 and learn law 4. These laws are very, very mutually exclusive. So learning a law is your choice. You can pick a law and you can refuse a law, but the circumstances or the results or the fallouts of each law remain. So if you learn and practice law 1, you will get a certain result. If you don't, you may leave a gap in your leadership. So it's very important that you understand and learn all these laws. Each and every law which is there in leadership, you need to learn it. And keep in mind that you can pick these laws. So today I'm going to just take one law for you, just about one law. And this is called the law of the lid. In Hindi, we know the word dhakkan, the cover of a utensil, not the other negative words which we're talking of. We're talking of the law of the lid. So what does the law of the lid states? Last time around, I had mentioned that everything in life rises and falls with leadership. Everything. Whether it's sports, whether it's social, whether it's an organization, whether it's a family, it's a division, it's a class, it's a university, everything in life rises and falls with leadership. And the law of the lid is stating that the leader's ability to lead is deciding the effectiveness of the organization. The leader's ability to lead is deciding the effectiveness of the organization. So every organization, when it progresses based on the leader's ability to lead. Often you would have seen situations in organizations and classrooms where leaders point finger to down. No, it's not down. The leader is the lid. The leader is the governor. So in some vehicles, you have something called speed governors, specifically in school buses and other places, where even if the driver wants to press the accelerator and drive the vehicle fast, he's unable to, because there is this governor built in the system. Similarly, in leadership, in organizations, the leader is the governor of the organization. The leader decides the pace of the organization. If on a scale of 1 to 10, the leader operates at 8, the organization will reach 7. If the leader operates at 4, the organization reaches 3. If the leader operates at 6, the organization reaches at 5. An organization can never increase or go beyond the leadership potential of the leader. The leadership potential of the leader or his ability to lead decides the effectiveness of the organization. Let me give you a very nice example. I guess most of you must have gone to this food joint. I'm not going to release your name right now, the name of the joint right now, right away before I tell you the story. But this will tell you how important the law of lid is. There were two brothers in 1930s. Two people, Dick and Morris. And they decided to pursue the Hollywood dream. They went to Hollywood, tried many things, failed. Since they failed, they went into the next step, which is start their own business. When they started their own business, they went into the food business. As they went into the food business, they started a drive-in restaurant. I'm talking of 1930s. And this concept was a big hit. So you can drive in with your cars and you'll be served food in your cars, and people started flooding in. They did this business for approximately 8 to 10 years and they were a roaring success. They were earning around $200,000 a month. They were a big name, but they were smart businessmen. In 8 to 10 years, they understood the changes happening. They saw that the changes were happening, so they modified their business. They modified their business and stopped the drive-in and went into a new model. And this model was about speed and delivery. They said, we are going to serve our customers in 30 seconds. And then their business took off. They just doubled their business. They went from $200,000 a month to $400,000 a month. They became a very, very big name. They became very successful. They became very famous. They became very rich. And this corporation was called the McDonald's Corporation. Aha, I can see the ahas in your eyes. So if you have thought that they were successful, well, they were not. They were rich. They had money. They had fame. They were getting letters almost 300 a month. But they were not successful as they should have been. In 1954, they came across a person called Ray Kroc, and they took him in their organization. And this person had a very high leadership lead. And this person immediately decided that he's going to franchise this restaurant chain. So in 1 year, he bought the rights from these two brothers and he built his team. And in 4 years' time, he built 100 franchisees. In 8 years' time, he built 500 franchisees. And today, McDonald's has 21,000 franchisees all over the world and more, across 100 countries and more. The same model was tried by these two brothers, but they failed miserably. They could have only 10 franchisees who were not even running properly. So, and that's when Ray Kroc enters, and with his leadership lead being higher than these guys, he's able to make a success out of them. That's what happens. Let me give you, before we sign off, give me a small example from cricket. We all know Mahendra Singh Dhoni, we all know Yuvraj Singh, both possibly quite talented. You can take your pick as who was more talented, but the fact remains that Yuvraj joined the team earlier than Dhoni. He was a success even before Dhoni came. But today, who had the bigger impact on Indian cricket? It was Dhoni by far. Yes, we all know how powerful Yuvraj is, how good he is, but Dhoni was. And he was not technically correct, extremely correct, but still he was very, very impactful on Indian cricket. Yes. Yes, Abhishek, I can see your answer. And the reason being, it was leadership. Because his leadership gave him the additional edge. It was the leadership ability of Dhoni, his lead, which was much higher, which made him much more impactful. So that, my friends, sums up the law of leadership. We'll come again and we'll talk more about leadership. But for today, understand one thing, and the one takeaway is you can become a leader. You can become very effective in your work. You can make an impact in the world. You can make an impact in your organization. You can make an impact where you work for, in your family, in your society, in your state, in your country. If you're going to embrace this thing called leadership, if you're going to understand these laws of leadership, if you're going to work on these laws of leadership, if you're going to imbibe these laws of leadership, your destiny is going to change, your life is going to change. And I'm here to add value to you, to tell you and teach you about the laws of leadership. So if you've been watching the recording or the live, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for giving your time. I wish you the very best in your life. God bless you. Till we connect again. Bye-bye.